All right, we are back on Beyond the Blast Doors, episode 71. Apologize for the interruption there to our show. We had a connection issue. Our internet went out. And so what we're going to do right now is we are going to open the live chat back up, and we are going to try and get our friends back in the live chat. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? See me? Anything? All right, so we're going to do this again, and that's okay. It looks like folks are coming back. This is really exciting. Hey, 2med2 is back in the house. Really glad to have you. What a freak accident that was. Nothing, that's not in our control. With the internet going out, all wings report in. That's what we're doing right now in the live chat. This is really exciting. It means so much that everyone's coming right back. John, right back. No, it's not snowing in Q-Town. This is so weird. So I'm going to bring you back on the open cam. I appreciate everyone's patience with me on this one. Here we go. Rolling again. Great. Got 10 people back watching. Wonderful. Glad to have everyone back. It was most bizarre. I'm talking about Rey and Leia, and the next thing I know, everything just went red on my screen. And so what happened was there was a connection issue. It looks like there's a crew outside working right now. So what I've done is I've now got my Ethernet. I unplugged. I plugged back in. We should be going right now. So just thank you so much for sticking with me on this and coming back to our Star Wars conversation. 2med2 says, I tried to plug my channel when it went down and it kicked me out. Well, I don't know how you're trying to plug your channel, but you do whatever you want in your live chat, at the live chat, as long as you're being respectful. Wonderful. So great to see everyone back. Okay, so let's get back into this. And I'm going to go back because I think where we last saw each other was just before the embrace. So let's do this. So you had the C-3PO moment. We're going to do that, and we're going to go through the next part here. Okay, cool. So we're back together again. This is really exciting. Really appreciate everyone in live chat. So let's go ahead and do this again. We're working together here. Okay, so back to what we were discussing here. This was just an incredible, touching moment for all fans with C-3PO just having this opportunity, where he's looking around the room and he says, the fact that he's just taking a look at his friends one last time. And there's double meaning here, right? Because it's not just C-3PO, which we think is getting that disc installed on the back of his head. Marie Wilson over at Beyond the Blast Doors, who I think she's back with us in the chat, she talks about how that she thinks that this is going to be the 000 droid programming that's being installed with C-3PO. That's a very interesting idea. That would be a reference to Chuck Wendig's Aftermath trilogy. I think it's a powerful moment because it's also a chance that we say goodbye to Chewie and R2, where we had to say goodbye to Kenny Baker so a little while ago, where we had to say bye to Peter Mayhew a little while ago. So I think this was actually a goodbye two different ways for Anthony Daniels. And it would be really cool knowing that what if it was possible, was it Peter Mayhew in this scene? Because that's just outrageously, it's touching. It reminds me of Mark Hamill being able to give Carrie Fisher that kiss on the forehead there at the end of The Last Jedi. In a lot of ways, that was their goodbye. And I'm getting chills right now. I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about that. So it's just really, absolutely just crazy. Okay. I misspoke earlier, and thankfully we have folks in live chat. The 000 Matrix and the Bones program are definitely two different things. So I apologize for making that accident. Patrick says that his keyboard's freaking out. Well, that's okay. My internet connection freaked out. So it's okay. We're all working together on this. Let's go ahead and hit play.
Friends.
Love that hallway shot.
Confronting fear. It's the destiny of a Jedi.
Confronting fear. It's the destiny of the Jedi. Here's my question that I want to pose to you. Who is Luke saying that to? Is Luke saying that to Rey? Or is Luke saying that to Kylo? Or is Luke saying that to Leia? Who do you think Luke is talking about when he says, confronting fear is the destiny of the Jedi? It's your destiny. To me, I think it's really simple to be like, well, he's obviously talking to Rey and how she needs to assume this lifestyle of the Jedi, or creating a new Jedi Order, but it could be Kylo, it could be Ben Solo, depending if there's a flashback. It could be Leia. What if Leia is being trained as a Jedi too? And this is a conversation that we get to witness somehow through a flashback or something between Luke and Leia. Very interesting. Who does Luke say confronting fear is the destiny of the Jedi? It's your destiny. Who is he saying that to? Let me know in the live chat. Let me know in the comments below if you're catching this on the rewind. I want to know what you think. And, of course, you can be watching the live show every Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Central. You can also be checking us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher, however you like to view or watch us. We're glad that you're part of our Star Wars conversation. Chris King, Broom Boy, very interesting. Rural Farm Boy, Temery Black. All right. Poor Mike is saying Kylo. Rural Farm Boy thinks it's Teray. Steven says it could be both. Black Squadron Podcast made this observation, and it's so true. The theme, like the musical score, John Williams freaking crushes it. I'm really excited. A friend of mine, Steve Hyman, who does a lot of the animation for our YouTube channel, the graphics, the intros, that kind of stuff. He has the score, the original trilogy score, on vinyl. And it is so cool to listen. I can already tell you, just with what I've heard on this trailer already, The Rise of Skywalker, I think John Williams is going to give us something special, and I want to own it. Like, I want to have it to always listen to. I think it's very strong, very powerful. Just turn the lights off, play the music, and kind of like lose yourself. Really cool. Mr. Rez joins us in the live chat. Big thanks. Neil is here with us as well. Big thanks to everyone in the live chat. Got 13 people watching. Really, really cool. Poor Mike says, I'm hopeful that Rey can help turn Kylo to the light side. I don't know about you, but I feel like everything is setting this up that we're going to get a Ben Solo redemption story. And I personally don't want it. You're watching the show. You know where I stand on this. You know that I think Kylo should die a bad guy. Does not need to turn. Does not need to work in tandem with Rey. However, I do start to buy in now into this concept that Kylo and Rey maybe unlock the Emperor, if that makes sense. But I've made this point several times, and I'll say it again. Adolf Hitler is responsible for tens of millions of people dying ultimately. He is responsible, okay? He was the one that created this conflict. He's the one that led, the whole Third Reich and all this stuff, right? So if Hitler kills, he's responsible for 20, 30 million people dead, right? And then right before he dies, he cuts a check to the Salvation Army. He's not redeemed. He's not a good person. He's still an awful human being. Kylo Ren helped the destruction of all of Hosnian Prime. And there are 5 planets that we see get destroyed in The Force Awakens, and that's just in that one instance. I mean, what are the bad things that Kylo did beforehand? And to be fair, I know Vader, if you read the comics, Vader killed a lot of people too. I get that, okay? And he was involved with doing the Emperor's bidding. I get that. It's different. Kylo is such an extreme version of this. He's done worse. He is not redeemable. I really do want to buy into what George Lucas said. And George Lucas said, Anakin Skywalker is the chosen one. Of course, there is that loophole in Revenge of the what's the wording? Basically, Mace Windu and Yoda and Ben or Obi-Wan are in that gunship, and they're like a prophecy misread, maybe, or whatever that verbatim is. So maybe you're looking at Kylo and Rey are somehow the chosen one. I don't know. But I think Kylo needs to die a baddie. But I think everything that we're seeing, and I feel he's getting redeemed. That's just me. That's just me. You think what you want. But I think to me, it's pretty clear that we're getting a Ben-demption story. That phrase has been used quite a bit. I don't know, and I think Ben-demption is different from Reylo. When I hear people talk about Reylo, I don't know where everyone stands on this, but I feel like people are referring to a romantic relationship, and if that's the case, Reylo will not happen. I don't think it's romantic. People cried Reylo after The Last Jedi because they worked together there to defeat Snoke and the Praetorian Guards. I never thought they would be romantic. But if Reylo is just a partnership, a team up, I think that version of Reylo, that comes true. I don't think I would say I'd stan it, but I think that's what's going to happen in that sense. That maybe Kylo gets redeemed by one final good act. I'm just not quite sure how that works out. But that's the whole point of the movie, right? That's all up to J.J. Abrams to figure out is how he makes it work. So taking a look now in the live chat, Chris King says Rey and Kylo are the balance. I don't think either should die. Okay, that's very valid. I want him to die, but it's not the Star Wars way. What's the Star Wars way, man? Because Star Wars rhymes. We've heard that a bajillion times. But it's not the same, okay? It can be different. I think he could go. 2med2. I'm GF was just like, what is wrong with you because I killed like, I don't know what that means. I think you mistyped there, 2med2. Try that again. The Finn Rose arc will be your romance. You know, Ganon 136, I think you might be right. I think... Here's the thing. Romance has been great when it's not been like the center focus. So like Han and Leia fell in love and they had romantic moments, but it wasn't the theme. George Lucas can't write true romance. We saw that with Attack of the Clones. You did. It got fleshed out a little bit in the Clone Wars series, but it was kind of rough. Okay, so now we're going to go back here to the trailer and finish this bad boy off. Really appreciate everyone spending their time with us here on a Sunday morning, live episode 71, Beyond the Blast Doors, here on YouTube. 13 people in the live chat hanging out with us. It has been a lot of fun to talk Star Wars with you. We have just a little bit more left of this trailer, and then we're going to get out of here, but still a lot of fun stuff to still talk about. And yes, very interesting observation here. To balance the Force, neither can die, but Palpatine, as the darkest evil, will be undefeated. I hope we see that. That would be super cool. Palpy back in the flesh, baby. All right, we've seen this sequence before. Luke finishes that voiceover. Here's the space horses. And I'm going to try and back it up just a little bit. But someone told me that somewhere around here, okay, I'll make this full screen, okay? I like the whole horses. Like this looks cool. And I think that these are Star Destroyers like in the atmosphere, or maybe they've just risen out of the water or the ice surface. That's my assumption here. I don't think that we're actually in space. I don't think people are riding these horses in space, but I could see them, kind of hovering above the land, right, or the ocean. And I could see people, I could see this, it works for me. But someone told me that like somewhere up here are Naboo fighters flying. I don't see them. There's like a blur thing here and a blur thing here. I don't see it. I wouldn't be opposed to it, I guess. I like Naboo starfighters, but I feel like that would be a little bit out of place. But I think this sequence is really cool just to see this whole out war. My other question is, how is BB-8 able to keep up with like horses running at full speed? Like that is a fast freaking droid. I don't think BB-8 should be able to go that fast. Ridiculous. It's really not that big of a deal. I think it's kind of funny, and it just adds to the cuteness of that character. Okay, so half the people didn't even notice BB rolling with them. But Gannon has a good question here. Where's Dio? I don't know. If I'm being completely honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Dio. It's another droid. It's another action figure. It's another Lego. It's another. You go down the list. But I just don't see Dio being that pivotal of a droid character. It's merchandise, right? Steven has it's a homage to Star Trek: The Motion Picture when the crew went onto the saucer to go. Okay, so that's very interesting. BB went that fast on Jakku on the sand. Did he go that fast, Gannon? Do you think he went that fast? I don't know if he went that fast. He went fast, but as fast as a horse running down the bow of a Star Destroyer. Okay, I'll let you think that. I'll let you think that. This is like a new speed. This is like freaking. We got like a new gear in BB-8. Okay, so let's go over here. I give Patrick trouble. Why? He's my friend and he puts up with me. All right, here we go. Love the visuals here. The wide shots. This is, to me, the most incredible shot in this trailer, though, because we're seeing how intact the Emperor's throne room from the second Death Star still is. You can't tell me that's not it, because the freaking chair is right there. And if the chair is going to plummet, so the Death Star blew up, right? And it plummets down to the surface of the ground. How is that chair even still remotely looking like a chair? Like, this is just movie magic, the convenience for storytelling. There is no reason. How is that glass pane not shattered? I mean, let's have a real conversation. How is that glass not even shattered? All right. My only thinking is the Death Star is really big. Maybe the explosion didn't directly impact the tower, and so the tower that the Emperor's throne room was in, it didn't get damaged. That's all I got for you. I wish I had something more elaborate. I'd like to think that the Emperor made a force bubble around it and like gently landed into the ocean, or I landed wherever it was on this planetary surface, and then he was just going to wait for his time. Gannon, it's not glass, it's transparisteel. Okay, fine. Give me on a technicality here, Patrick, but you can't tell, like, some of it's shattered. So how is that not? I guess my thing is, like, if I took this piece of paper, okay, this little thing right here, this is a bad example, but that's all I got. And I crushed it, and now it's like this, okay? Nothing survived, okay? And I'm just thinking that if the tower crashes into the planet, it's not going to survive. But it does here, and now we get this really badass scene with it. I would love to see Rey and Kylo duel in this scene, or, hear me out, what if this is where, if Ben gets redeemed, Kylo Ren goes back to Ben Solo? What if it happens in this throne room, and it's kind of like mirrors what we got here in Return of the Jedi with Luke and Vader clashing? That would be super cool. Patrick, you are harassing me still. That's fine. Rural Farm Boy says, don't put science in Star Wars. Chris King says, clearly that was Star Wars paper. Yeah, what do you call that? Do you call it just parchment? I don't know. I didn't know there were books in Star Wars until The Last Jedi, so there goes that. Okay, let's get back to this thing. We're cruising through here. I just want to go back to it. Can we just go one more second? Just enjoy it one more time. Oh, wait, we went too far back. There's the forces. Oh, yeah. That is just, I cannot wait. Whatever happens in this scene, I cannot wait to see what happens in that scene. Okay, let's go. Finn's yelling. Finn's always yelling. Now, this shot is interesting, and I'm going to pause it here. You're seeing Kylo and Rey work together, shattering whatever this black statue thing is. And I'm looking right here. We'll go full screen. I really do think that this is the helmet. Get my cursor over here. I think, isn't that like Vader's helmet that was on that statue? I mean, isn't it? Am I making this up? Let me know in the live chat. When you're looking at the scene where it's First Order, I'm assuming this is a First Order facility because you're looking at the light fixtures. Imperial light fixtures just had these longer sections. They didn't have little circles, so I think it's First Order. It's all white, okay? It looks really sharp. This looks like Vader's helmet that they strike, which is very interesting to me. Also, someone says that back here, this looks like Chewie's bowcaster, that strap that he wears as well. So this is interesting to me. Very interesting to me. Because if that's there, where's Chewie? If his bowcaster and his thing is back here, then where's Chewie? I need to know what's going on here. Okay. We have a lightsaber in one hand, and we have a dagger in another. I don't have a good close up of it. People really want this to be the dagger of Mortis. Okay, we talk about this on an article on BeyondTheBlastDoors.com. Thank you, Bandolier. Thank you for the word. I was looking for it. This dagger, people really want to have it be the dagger of Mortis, and that's a deep dive. That'd be a really cool way to connect the Clone Wars. I've seen some zoomed in images. It doesn't look the same, but maybe it could be. It could be, but I think it's a different Sith relic. I really think that we're going to learn that maybe the Knights of Ren were out on a mission to collect, Sith relics, and that's what they were doing before Kylo got involved, and maybe they've just gotten back from getting the relic to bring the Emperor back. I don't know how this is going to work, but I think that's going to be some kind of element of the Knights of Ren, that they're relic hunters. Of course, a lot of people first thought they were the Acolytes from the Chuck Wendig series. When we first heard about the Knights of Ren, could they be the Acolytes? So that's something there. Rural Farm Boy says, I know, but can't say where Chewie is. That's probably for the best. Don't spoil anything in the movie, Rural Farm Boy. I know you will not. But yeah, let's try and stay away from that. Okay, so it does look a lot different than the Mortis blade, but it would have been a really cool way to connect the Clone Wars
to episode 9, because JJ's gone on record saying, you know, I'm not just making a movie. I'm here trying to make a connective film. I'm trying to connect all 9 movies. No better way to do that than with The Emperor. I will say this. What is the chance, and I've had this conversation with a few people before, but what here on the right side, these buildings to me off in the distance really look like Cloud City. You know, Cloud City was above Bespin, and so I wonder if this is Cloud City. Or were there buildings on? I was pretty sure that Bespin was just cloudy, like a gaseous planet, so there was no surface down there. So I'm just assuming there's only Cloud City. But anyways, I think this could be Cloud City. Like, what if it got retrofitted when the Empire was in charge? But if you go to that article that I wrote on Beyond the Blast Doors, thanks to Patrick Covey helping me with some research, we know that Lando was able to go back sometime after the events of the original trilogy and regain control and leadership of Cloud City. But that'd be really cool if it was Bespin, right? Let me know in the comments below or in the live chat if you think that this might be Cloud City. Very cool. If they maybe have like a new facility that was built on Cloud City, it looks pretty sharp to me. Or maybe it's just another of the new planets that we're about to go. I'm curious here, and I'm taking a really close look at the helmet here for Kylo. I think I see a red crack, but it actually looks like it's intact, like it hasn't been shattered. So I wonder if he has a spare helmet that he wears, because we know he repairs it. I'm gonna try and play it one more time and see if we can see if it's a fractured helmet that he's wearing. I don't see it. I mean, it's only a second, but I don't see. I think that's a new helmet. Very interesting. Very interesting to me. So again, this we think might be a statue of Darth Vader. Rey and Kylo may be working together. We think this is in a First Order facility somewhere, and I'm saying it might be on Cloud City. So those are my guesses. So moving on now, let's see what we got here. We'll go back and I'll show you my face again. Not that you're here to look at my face, but just kind of going through the trailer here. Poe and Finn, great shot, lovely shot. Here are the Star Destroyers rising. Kylo here, this crawling figure. Now we'll go back to this because obviously this is the end of the trailer here. So we've done our whole blue glare there. This is the second frame in the trailer that is probably the most inspiring because you have a cloaked figure here on the left side. I'll go ahead and pull this full. We know this shot. This is a cloaked figure that you assume is the Emperor walking towards Rey. He's on some kind of apparatus that has him angled up, like he's like almost like crawling towards Rey, which is kind of interesting because I think about the hologram droid or whatever in Phantom Menace. It crawled kind of like a spider. It was very interesting. Yes, you see, Rey backing away, fearful. I want to go back to this shot too. Why not? Look how gorgeous that is. I mean, that looks atmospheric, so it doesn't look like it's in space. So that makes everything, kosher with, everything that we talked about. But this reminds me a lot of that battle we got, that skirmish we got in Force Awakens with the gray and the blue. It just looks really good. It just looks really good to me. And then we'll go ahead and fast forward through again. So here, I think this scene's going to be key. I think this scene is going to be key because here he is amid the destruction, and he's got the mask off. I think this is going to play a really big role with Kylo just kind of like staring off. And then we'll hit play again. He's walking towards someone now. Here's Emperor and Rey.
Be with you. Always.
And what a incredible end shot here for this trailer, where you have Luke say, "The Force will be with you," and Leia says, "Always." And I'm not sure where that audio is coming from. I don't even know if that's going to be in the movie. Maybe they're saying it to each other. Maybe they're saying it to Rey. But this, to me, was a really great way to end this trailer because, boom, it's on Rey. Like, she is the key, and it's her story now. We've taken 3 movies, and we have transitioned, like we said, that this is Rey's story. And it's up to her. And I think what it's going to be is that's going to be up to her and Kylo. So a really cool end to the trailer here. And then, that's just all the end screen stuff. So there you have it. We've gone through the entire trailer for The Rise of Skywalker, Episode 9, in theaters December 20th. This year, 2019. And I think it's a great trailer, but I think when I look back on it, there was always the campaign, the marketing campaign for this movie was about building hype and getting the fans excited for something like they haven't seen ever before. And I really did enjoy being among the crowd at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, witnessing that trailer for the first time. And like JJ showing everyone the trailer. I mean, that was cool to be there. I think this trailer, I think if you play this trailer though back in April, I do wonder how many more people are aware this movie is happening. I just talked to someone this week. I had a parade that I was doing for work, and I mentioned like I'm really excited for the Star Wars movie coming up in like less than 2 months, and the person didn't know that there was a Star Wars movie coming out in 2 months. And to me, like that's insane. Of course, the last couple of weeks until the movie drops, we're going to have like 47 different TV spots. Okay, like we know that's happening, and then that's like the last ditch effort to try and get everybody on board. But what if this was the trailer that dropped in April? What if you're going on YouTube and Twitter and seeing all these people talking about this trailer back in April? And maybe you don't have a second trailer. Maybe you just get that international trailer, or maybe you give a sizzle reel or something to hold us over. But I think this trailer might have served us better back in April, getting the word out. Hey, this movie is happening. Hey, the Emperor is back. Hey, there's something going on with Rey and Kylo. Hey, Finn's a more established leader. We didn't see Luke in this trailer. We don't know. We just assume we're going to get Force Ghost Luke. I'm kind of curious to see what Force Ghost Luke looks like. But I guess that's my one thing. I wish, and again, this is just me thinking of like my dad, for example, where he knows there's a movie, but he doesn't really know what this movie is about. And we don't really know what this movie is about, right? This trailer doesn't really give you the plot. All it does is it kind of gives you visuals where you can kind of make some assumptions about what's taking place. You'll have a general idea, right? But looking dead into the eyes of the Emperor, the fleshy-faced Emperor, if that's how he appears in this movie, because we don't know. But if it was, I mean, you know because you'd see his eyes. And what if that was a final shot of the trailer? See, that's kind of the shot that to me separates this trailer from being like a mic drop final trailer, let's get to the theaters in December, and just a normal movie trailer. So that's just my thoughts. You have yours. I want you to tell me in the live chat. I want you to tell us in the comments down below. I want you to tweet us at BTBD Star Wars or at my account, BTBD David, what you think about that. Maybe you disagree with me, and that's totally fine. But I feel like if this was your moment to really send a clear message, especially about the Emperor's return, you show the flesh, his eyes, and then you go to black, and then you show the title card, and then we see you in December. And to me, that would have elevated this trailer from just a really incredible Star Wars trailer to mic drop. Okay, take my money. Here is my money for 5 showings. I say this every time. If the movie's good, I'll see it 5 times in theaters, and if it's not good, I'm going to see it probably 2 or 3 times. And you're like, well, that sounds stupid. Because if I don't like it the first time, then it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go back. I've got a lot of reasons to believe that I'm going to freaking love this movie. It's been a fun Sunday with you on the Sunday morning, October 27th. It is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Meredith. I hope it's a great birthday. She doesn't listen to this. But no, I'm really proud of her. Gotta wish her a happy birthday here in just a little bit. I want to take another dive into the live chat. And I do want to say here, Marie Wilson just commented, of course, BTBD's Marie Wilson. You can read the full breakdown of this trailer that she and I did right now on BeyondTheBlastDoors.com. I want to say thank you to everyone who's already read that breakdown. It's a record for us on the website. More than 230 downloads for that article, which is small peanuts to a lot of people, but for us, we're investing more and more energy into building our website as a source of where fans can get weekly comic book breakdowns. Marie does incredible work every week, finding the comic of the week, or sometimes she'll review all of the comics that week. But nonetheless, she puts it on BeyondTheBlastDoors.com for you to check out. And if you would trust us to be your source, where you go, if you don't have time to read all the comics, come to BeyondTheBlastDoors.com, read her reviews, support our website. And the breakdown is just another example of how we want to use our website moving forward. And it means so much. If you did take the time to read it, I really do appreciate it. I know that I think Rural did. I'm pretty sure that Gannon did, and it means a lot to us. We really want to make the website a place where that's like where you go, you check it daily to see if we have anything new and then our show complements that content. So we're working. We're slow and steady. It's how we're doing it. We're figuring it out. Okay, yes. So Marie says that I prefer the epic leap over the TIE fighter and the Palpy laugh at the end of the first teaser. I watched that teaser 1,000 times just for the laugh. It was awe-inspiring. I will give you that. Like, it was a really good first teaser. I just think that maybe, I don't know. And I could be totally wrong. I wish that, I don't think we were having the conversations about that teaser as we are that trailer. Obviously, the trailer is 2.5 minutes. That teaser was, what, 25, 30 seconds, Marie? So, I mean, I get it. And there were some really awe-inspiring shots in that teaser. But it's just weird because I feel like we've only had one trailer for this whole movie. We've had in the past a minute one, and we've had a 2 minute and 30, and then you have the international. There is sometimes a sizzle reel that we got. I think the sizzle reel that we got for Rogue One. So just some examples. But yes, again, Marie, thank you for everything you do on the website. You do great work. Gannon says, I'm so glad that they didn't mail in the Emperor, especially if they pull an Infinity War with fake shots. Okay, very interesting. 2Med2 stuff is for TV spots. Neil says it's a great trailer, but still safe. Yeah, and it goes back to what we said earlier. JJ does not want to give away too much. He wants you to experience this movie for the first time when you're in the theater, and that's how it should be, and that's totally fine. So going through, it looks like Whirl says, "Yep, it's how I follow the comics." That's great to know. So listen to Whirl, do what Whirl says. Check out BeyondTheBlastDoors.com for all your comic book reviews. So that's it for as far as this breakdown of the trailer. Thank you for staying with us. We were together for about an hour and 20 minutes today, a little bit longer than usual, but of course we had that internet connection issue, and so now we're taking this 1 hour episode, and we've kind of made it two-parter. We'll probably re-release this as one episode on the podcast channel. I'm not sure how I'll do that, but I'll figure that out. Do want to remind you that something else you can do today to quench your Star Wars thirst is read an article I did for BeyondTheBlastDoors.com on Kylo Ren. So Charles Soule, who's also now going to be writing the main Star Wars comic line in starting January. He's also doing a 4-issue miniseries called The Rise of Kylo Ren. And on the cover, I've written an article about how some cracks on the helmet of a Knight of Ren carrying a red lightsaber. Yeah, that's a Knight of Ren with a red lightsaber. Everyone else is using axes, which doesn't make sense for Star Wars. But he's using a red lightsaber, and those marks look more like Dwardy glyphs on Snoke's ring than they do just battle scars. This comes from a conversation I was having with a friend. I looked into it. I put the photos side by side. I give you my thoughts. You can find that right now on BeyondTheBlastDoors.com. Big thanks for everyone hanging out with us in the live chat for episode 71. It's been a lot of fun. Coming soon, Ammo and Fletcher. That's all I can say right now. But there is something magical that's going to be happening 11/8/2019, November 8th of this year. Something big is happening, but an announcement is coming out tomorrow. You really need to be paying attention to our social media. You really need to be paying attention to Around the Galaxy social media and Pete Fletzer's. So Pete and I are good friends. We are working on a project. We have a big announcement. It is coming in tomorrow, and we want you to be a part of that. And I'm really excited. It's thrilling to actually see people on Twitter excited. I want to say freaking out, but let's not oversell this thing. But people are like legitimately excited to see what Pete and I are working on. We're really thrilled. It's come together very quickly. We think the hard work of Steve Heineman for making this possible as well, helping us be ready to do what we're about to announce. It is really thrilling, and I'm excited to have an opportunity to work more often with Pete. Of course, last week he was on the show as a guest co-host. We had a lot of fun. Hopefully can have him back on soon. Life is good. Life is fun. And I'm glad that we can have this Star Wars conversation together. And again, just so you know that this live show will be back next week, Sunday, 11 a.m., iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. That's where you can find us. Thank you, everyone in the live chat. Be sure you like, comment, and share this episode with friends and family. Anyone that you know likes Star Wars, be sure to spread the word about it. We will see you next week on Beyond the Blast Doors. May the Force be with you.
Thank you for watching Beyond the Blast Doors. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. Beyond the Blast Doors, a Star Wars conversation.